Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And my friends, it is yet another day and in another and an mouth isn't woke up yet. And another amazing guest. This time and this morning is a former medical assistant who will be spilling her secrets to storytelling as well as her journey up until this point with entrepreneurship and of course going through our program here in implementing these strategies and business models. I want to remind you all that your kind comments, your validation and appreciation inside of this community and in our comments is so appreciated, not only because it's just nice and creates a supportive environment, but also because in many cases, particularly this morning as well, our guests are nervous. They're somewhat new. They are, in some cases, this is the first time they've ever gone live. And you are hearing everything right from the horse's mouth right here on the show. I have not talked to these guests just the same with this morning, have not prepped, scripted, prepared, any of that stuff in order to go live for you because we want you to hear everything firsthand just as I'm hearing it. So, with that being said, drum roll, please, my friends, all the way from South Carolina. Welcome to the show, Meagan.
Hi, good morning. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Oh, it's an honor to have you. It's an honor to have you. You were all kind of, going crazy backstage when I logged on a couple of seconds ago, and now you're like back. So, anyways, we'll get you riled up and back to that wild state. You say you're a little bit nervous, but hopefully we can get those nerves shaken out of you here over the next couple of minutes. So, did I get all of that right in the intro? Anyways, in terms of the no prep, no scripting, no BS, and you and I have never talked before.
Yes, absolutely. This is the first time I'm speaking to Dave, and I'm super, super excited to see him and meet him. He's great.
Oh, hey, hat throw for that.
Already.
No, let's end the show. One of the things, of course, I like to do when compliments are coming to say, stop it, stop it, stop it. Well, so let's start at the beginning, my friend, my new friend here. What led you to Legendary? What were you looking for? Have you found what you were looking for? And just let us know how you got here.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously I went to college, did everything the right way. Went to college for medical assisting. That's one thing that I have always dreamed about was being in the medical field. So I fulfilled that dream being a medical assistant. Was working in a pediatric and adult office, internal medicine, and I absolutely loved it. It was my passion. I love helping people. But the thing is I went through COVID with it, and we had a lot of MAs furloughed. I was one of the lucky ones, lucky one of four, I believe, 4 MAs that was able to stay. There were 6 doctors and 4 MAs with 20 patients each day. So that was a load that we all had to take on. And it was a lot mentally and it was a lot physically. And we were underpaid. I was making $15 an hour for that. I did it because I love helping people. And again, it was my passion. And so I was like, I'm going to see this through. While I was seeing it through, I was also struggling paying bills. We've had several eviction letters in the past. Last year we had several. So it was something that I had to say, okay, I need a break from this. There has to be something more. But before that, I ended up door dashing and Instacarting on the side just to try to make ends meet and pay my phone bill. Sometimes my phone got shut off. I mean, it was real stuff out there. And I came home one day super upset, crying, and my wife said, you have got to stop. Something has to give. So it was a few days after that I actually scrolled upon M. Walcott's And I really related with her story because she's a homeschool mom, and I did homeschool my kids before. So that was very relatable. And she wanted to retire her husband. And I would like nothing more to retire my wife from being a full-time paramedic, which is a huge like consuming job. It's super physical and super mental. So I got her training and started Legendary in August of 2022. And followed through with the training at that time. So that's how I found Legendary. I needed something. It's not that I wanted something. I needed it and I had to make it work. So Legendary was a good fit for me.
Wow. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing, your struggles and your challenges getting up to this point. Being vulnerable, being honest like that, and telling your story just right here helps me to understand how you've been able to connect with your audience out online, as you've likely shared some of those same things with them. Some people are, of course, afraid to share their mess, and therefore they aren't able to ever figure out how to turn their mess into a message. Are you sharing some of these same vulnerable details with your audience? And what has been your experience with turning that mess? And we all have a mess. So I just appreciate you sharing yours, because it's teaching us how to again turn a mess into a message. What has that been like for you to be vulnerable like that with strangers, and to try to use those difficult moments? And of course, you have used them for good and ultimately to build your business. But talk to us a little bit about, how how much of that you've shared with your audience and what their reaction has been.
Sure, of course. That's actually a great question because I'm a very private person. So is my wife. A lot of people still don't even know what my full-time job is. They're like, what do you do again? I'm very private. So that was a huge roadblock and it was a huge struggle for me to just put my own story out there. When I started with my content, I did everything but put my story out there. I said, I'm not going to do that. I don't want people to judge me. I don't want anybody who knows me in my small town to know this about me or that I'm going through this, my mess, right? So I started doing things like copying and pasting, like side hustle ideas. That really did not get my content anywhere. So one day I woke up and something was different that day. And I said, my goal today is I'm going to share my story and I'm going to put it out there. And if people judge me for that, that's okay. So I woke up and I made a video about being a burnt out CMA and having to DoorDash and Instacart on the side to make ends meet because we were getting eviction letters. My wife ended up having to DoorDash as well. We still weren't spending as much time with our kids. That video really took off for me. And that's when I knew I had to share Meagan. I had to share my story and my mess because that's how my audience is going to relate to me. And if I do not share that, then there's nobody going to relate to me and nobody is going to trust me because I'm not being true to them or myself and I'm not being authentic. So once I started doing that, it really became easier for me to say what my other struggles were because there's a lot of them, right? And I have mom guilt for not spending more time with my kids throughout college and, having all these jobs and door dashing and all of this stuff. So I've put that into my content and that has really been the stepping stone to my success.
Wow. That's useful. Some people's approach to creating content and marketing online is different, and everybody has to find what works for them. Are you combining though quick hits of value? Whether it be it looks like you're working in the online business or wealth niche as well, just like many of our clients here. Um, are you still mixing that more vulnerable storytelling content with other types of content as well? Talk to us about the variety of content, because I think some listeners may hear you say, yeah, I'm being more vulnerable, telling more of my story, but every video can't be about that, can it?
Mhm. Yeah, right. No, it's not. I do share my story a lot, but not as much as I used to because I needed to incorporate more things. So I will do like some side hustle videos, like, this is what you could do if you didn't want to do this. I'm more into, if I'm not sharing my story, I'm more into you can promote this, like affiliate marketing, or you can create your own digital products and make 100% profit. That's more of my content now, and trying to be an online coach to my audience as far as how to get into affiliate marketing and how to start creating your own digital products. That is what I like to do. I love creating my own digital products, but I also love promoting products as well. So my content is more about promoting and teaching others how to do the same.
Hmm. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, that makes a lot of sense. How often are you posting? And talk to us a little bit about what your kind of marketing schedule has been like, your routine, your approach to getting content out there and driving traffic into your sales funnel so you can collect leads and so you can ultimately drive those people towards your links that you're promoting, whatever it is that you're selling. What does that marketing schedule look like for you, and how has that evolved over the last few months or when you began to where it is now?
Right. Yeah. So time management has been something that has challenging for me. I've always been self-motivated, but with this business, I've had to learn to set my own schedule actually on paper, or it's not going to get done. So in the mornings, I take my kids to school. I come home and I use 2 hours in the morning to work on my business. If that's batching content, posting content, doing more email marketing, all of that is going to be in those 2 hours. And the day before, I set exactly what I'm going to do the next day. So I will create 2 emails today and send those out, batch 3 videos, whatever the case may be. But I also had to start implementing more self-care, as far as morning affirmations. I really needed that for me to be able to get in a positive mindset to actually start posting. It's hard to
Mm,
post.
mm,
Even, not as a beginner, sometimes I still struggle to post. Hitting post is kind of like you freeze and you're like, I don't know about this one. It might not do good. It's not perfect. Now I've had to get my mindset out of that because, to be honest, nobody's perfect. And I want to say this because I feel like a lot of people can relate to it, and it might not be about the question, but I have tried to be so perfect so many times. I'm like, oh, well, my hair was out of place. I'm deleting that. I will delete the whole video. But now I started posting in my sweats and my tank tops and my hair in a messy bun and zero makeup. Those videos take off. They
mm,
take off. And I'm like, wow, I just need to be myself. I don't have to be I don't have to have comparisonitis. I don't have to do that. People is going to relate to me and love me for who I am. And that is where that trust is going to build. So
mm,
I've had to start implementing more of like, I want to speak my future in existence. Like, money will easily flow for me. I'm going to make 10K and like by March.
mm.
Things like that, because I feel like I need that for my business. And I just feel like taking care of yourself first is going to better your business in a way, like way bigger than you can even imagine. I just
Yeah.
want to say.
No, I agree. I agree. Triple hat throw on that one. Um, so what, I mean, speaking of mindset, like, you are talking about a lot of wins. You're talking about a lot of things that you're doing now to, that are important, getting yourself kind of in state, getting yourself in the mood and mode to be able to feel confident. Also, I love the point about whether it's messy bun, no makeup. For me, it was not having to wear a different outfit in every video, or comb my hair perfectly and try to look like a ultra trustworthy guy here who's like, hey, how you doing, guys? I mean, because when I was 25 coming into this industry, I was just coming off of being homeless and struggling with drug addiction. So I was like, oh my God, nobody's gonna want to do business with me. I need to try to overcompensate in terms of trying to make myself look, like a good little boy, which is kind of what society teaches us anyways. You know what I mean? Like, you know, dress up and, yeah, yes or no, sir, and all this kind of stuff. And not yes or no, sir. That's some people, particularly in South Carolina, where you're from, are just raised that way. And those are good manners. I mean, putting on, being somebody that you're not. We've all got a corporate personality, right? That we can turn on. And,
Mhm.
um, and that does work in corporate America when you are trying to keep your job and not get fired. But in 2023 on the internet, it doesn't matter. Nobody wants to hear your corporate voice. Nobody wants to see your corporate personality. As a matter of fact, we're all on the internet trying to avoid our jobs,
Yeah.
avoid our bosses, escape from that corporate prison-y sort of vibe, right? Where
Mhm.
we're not really being ourselves. So I love that you just touched on that, because it can save you so much time, my friends, to realize, and also so much energy getting ready to create marketing content, if you just put all of that stuff that you've been conditioned and programmed to think that you need in order to succeed. Shower, let me get showered and dressed before I create content. No, that's something you do before you go into the office. You don't
Yeah.
need to take a shower before you create marketing content. You don't need to brush your teeth. You don't need to comb your hair. For me, I just put on a hat, put on a shirt, and was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here. This is me. You don't have to shave. I don't know all the things that you ladies don't have to do, but I'm just speaking for the fellas. You don't have to shave. You don't have to be showered. You don't have to have on
Mhm.
deodorant. You don't have to brush your teeth.
That's so true. It's so true.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Um, yeah, right?
Mhm.
It is true. So what else did you have to overcome? What limiting beliefs did you have going on when it came time to start creating content, or even that can creep up with you now, right? Is the comparisonitis still a thing? Do you find yourself doom scrolling through various other marketers' stuff and getting into comparisonitis and beginning to overly analyze or criticize yourself? Like, what are you on high alert for these days?
Yes, of course. So I still do have comparisonitis. That is something that I had to take a time out for last month, actually. I really relate to Chelsea. Obviously, she's in South Carolina. Also, she's a mom, and I kind of feed off of her energies. I feel like we're kind of similar. So, Chelsea has been doing this for a while, and she saw success pretty quickly. So I found myself comparing to her, and that's okay, But at the same time, I said, Meagan, let's do this. Instead of doing that and getting depressed and stressed, right? Because we're working on 2 different businesses here. You're not the same person. Let's go all the way back to Chelsea's first video. So that's what I did. Could you imagine how much scrolling I did? So I went all the way back to Chelsea's first video. And I think it was the 3rd video that changed everything for me. She said in that video, this is my 3rd video. And at this point, I can tell you that nobody is watching my content, but I'm going to keep posting because eventually somebody is going to see it. Wow. And I said, okay, this is it for me. This is it. I just needed to see where she started, right? Because we can all see now where she is, but that's not how she started. So I saw that and I really, I was like, where did Dave go? Oh my goodness. I mean, I just really blossomed after that. And I don't really have that problem anymore. I love that. It's a real thing, and it can really consume you and consume like your inner self if you don't take care of that right away. So that was my way to take care of that. My other limiting belief is fear. My family did not come from social media. My family, my mom, I told her about this. I was over at her house one day over the summer when I got a commission. And I'm like, oh my God, I got a commission. And she looked at me like she was totally confused. And she was like, okay. And I was like, my goodness, like, you're going to be proud of me. That's huge, you know? And she had just no idea what it was. But now my mom is one of my biggest supporters. So just the fear of putting yourself out there and knowing that people are going to judge you just for walking in Walmart. So who cares if people judge you over your video? You know, just be yourself, be authentic, provide value to your audience, and that's it. At the end of the day, you've done your job, and you will start to see success just by doing that. When you turn your mind off of, oh, wow, did I make a sale? Oh, man, I didn't make a sale today. Don't worry about that. Get that content out there and the sales will come. The sales will come. And I think that's what's truly helped me is to just put on my marketing glasses and just run with it instead of looking at my email all the time.
I'm itching for a hat right now.
Not another. Oh my goodness.
Man, you just want to throw something sometimes, you know, because when you hear facts being spoke, it's just like, you know, and that's so true. I mean, God, that just needs to be, we could end Wake Up Legendary forever right now. Seriously, we should just say, you know what, we've done enough, we've said enough, because what you said about going back and seeing that 3rd video from Chelsea is everything anyone who ever is actually serious about succeeding with a business or online marketing needs to hear. Is that somebody who, I mean, that woman has done more than crush it this year. She's achieved, you know, things that so many people can dream about, you know, can only dream about. And of course, they are unbelievable results. It is hard to believe them, right? But they are true. I can tell you that everything that she says is absolutely true. And yeah, her 3rd video, you know, for her to say, yeah, I know nobody's watching, but I'm just going to keep filming these, is all you need to see, man. It's all you need to hear. It's all you need to know. You know, it's not about looking at the glory. It's about understanding the story, and it's about understanding where we all came from. Anybody and everybody who is having any success and has traveled a road less traveled, right? Has traveled, you know, hold on a second. I need to switch it out just because the messaging is important here, right? Read that.
Normal rules don't apply. That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
That's
And
right.
you, so all the things that all of you think are that all the rules that you've been living by up until this place, like, the whole, well, that's not fair. Anything that makes your little boy or little girl inside say, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You're right, it's not. Because normal rules need not apply.
Mm-hmm.
They don't apply here. If you go to a restaurant and somebody comes and cuts in line in front of you, you go, manager, that's not fair. We've been standing here, and you've got a point there. It's like, but then we try to bring that same attitude into entrepreneurship and we go, that's not fair. I did the same video she did, and I didn't get the same results. Normal rules don't apply, friends. There's some stuff going on in the background that you probably don't know about, haven't seen. You're seeing the glory. You don't know the story.
Yeah, that's right.
You're reading chapter 21. You didn't read chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on. You didn't see all that. You didn't see the struggle. And speaking of Chelsea, I was able to hear her story when she came and spoke at the mastermind, which, by the way, she's coming back and speaking at the February, damn mouth. It just ain't working today, but that's okay. She's coming back and speaking at this next event, the spring February event of 2024, excuse me. So if you want to come to that mastermind event, get in touch with your business plan advisor. Email customer support. For God's sakes, email Joanne if you can't get a hold of anybody else or don't know what to do. That's JOANN at legendarymarketer.com. She'll help you out. We'll help you out. Dave at legendarymarketer.com. Just
do it.
just figure it out, because here's the thing is that she even has a story that goes back and beyond that video. And
Right.
it started in MLM. It was many, many years in MLM. And I know you have, because you wrote in your questionnaire, a little bit of that experience as well. There's more story to your glory as well, even before you got here to Legendary, isn't there?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I did start with an MLM. Did you want me to talk about that?
Sure. I mean, if you want to talk about just the fact that you're having some success now, you're having some excitement now. You've had failures in the past. Are they really failures? They were learning experiences. Everything that you've done in the past has prepared you for this moment. Absolutely. I mean, you don't have to go in deep into the depths of that, but at least letting people know that you have tried other things before.
Yeah, I did. It was an MLM. Definitely not against MLMs. It definitely works for a lot of people, and I buy a lot of those products still. But the thing about it is, yeah, I saw success from that. I did it from 2015 to 2017. I saw 4-figure weeks, and I was doing really, really well with it. But mentally, I was struggling, and that's because I had a downline. I had to, like I say, hold on a leash my downline. And if they didn't get sales, I had to put people from my sales under them to get them boosted up so I would get paid. And I didn't like that. It really stressed me out. At the end of the week, I'm like, holy crap, man, I need 6 more people. How is that going to happen? To stick under Ruth or whatever. And I was a mess. So I did like it, and that is where I started, and I did see success, but I had to get away from that just because it was a mental thing for me. And the reason why I like affiliate marketing with Legendary is because I don't have to worry about a downline. I don't have to worry about physical products. I don't have to worry about shipping. I don't have to worry about any of that. So it's a lot less stress off of me, and I can worry about my work ethic instead of somebody else not, promoting their own thing and helping our team. I can just worry about me and helping my family, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help my family get out of the rut, get out of the struggle. I want my wife to go part-time. I want myself to go part-time in my full-time job. So that was my stepping stone. It did lead me to wanting to learn more about affiliate marketing. So when I found Legendary Marketer with M, I knew a little bit about it, but until I took that training, I'm going to tell you, I felt like I knew nothing. And I had been in an MLM before. I was like, holy world, what is email marketing and why do I need that? And I have implemented email marketing, and I'm going to tell you that is where I see a lot of success as well. So do not sleep on email marketing. I did that for a while. I started Legendary Marketer in August of 2022. I didn't actually start my content until April. So April of this year, I started my content. I did the training and, heard you talk about a lot about email marketing. That is going to be the biggest thing. You need to do it. This is how you do it. And I just didn't listen. I was like, I don't want to do email marketing. I don't know anything about it. What about an email campaign? Oh my God. So I didn't do that. And I finally went back through the training in August of this year and I implemented email marketing. Wow. Like I think I made 3 sales. And the first day I sent an email. I sent one long email and it was talking about my story. And I made 3 sales and I was like, holy wow, this is why this is so important. I had a lot of leads. I had like 150 leads inside of my email because I had an email campaign because of my free ebook, but I did not have a series of emails after that. So when I started doing that, that's where a lot of my sales have come from as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so how are you executing with your email marketing? Have you extended out a long autoresponder series that automatically goes out that you're adding things to? Are you emailing daily? Talk to us a little bit about the execution and what's worked for you.
Yes. So email marketing, I implement that a lot more now, of course. So my goal is to do 3 emails a week. So I'll do 3 personal emails a week, like a newsletter. And then I do have 20 auto-responding emails that go out, like, when they sign up in my funnel. I have 20 emails now, and I work on those every week. So I add 2 or 3 emails to that campaign a week. So it's getting longer and longer. I'm not sure how long they're supposed to be, but you guys are going to keep getting emails from me because it works. And that is the easiest way that I know to reach my audience all at the same time. I don't have to spend so much time away from my family talking to all these people. I can do that and I can do it all at one time. And it's so stress-free to do it that way. And I really, really love it. It's something that everyone should be doing for sure.
Yeah. And so, your email marketing, follow-up series can be as long as you want it to. I mean, I give, several examples in lots of our training about different campaigns and how long they could and should be, how long others are that I've experienced. I'm talking about years or multiple years long, to where every single day I'm getting 1 or 2 emails from a particular affiliate marketer. And of course, here at Legendary, we try to practice what we preach. I mean, having a follow-up email series, as well as weekly broadcast. Having those broadcasts, there's a couple of different ways that you can utilize those broadcasts. You can, have yourself a nice foundational 10 or 15 or even 5 or even 0 automated email follow-up series, and then begin writing, as you said, 3 a week, 1 a week, 1 every day, which is what I did when I first got started. It's how I got good at writing copy instead of relying on artificial intelligence to do it for me. back in my day, we didn't have artificial intelligence. We actually had to use our own fingers. It was unbelievable. And we also had to do it while walking uphill both ways, shoeless in the snow. But you can write a broadcast making it evergreen and add that to your autoresponder series. This is another way to both broadcast out live and then simultaneously take that email that you broadcast out live and add it on to the end of your autoresponder series. So you're sort of hitting two birds with one stone here, right? You're broadcasting live as you write, but you're also writing it in a way, or after you write it, tweaking it just slightly to make it evergreen, to add it on to the end of your autoresponder series, which is a really seamless, simple way to build out a really long automated email series, right? If something works, if something works, obviously you want to use it again. But I think another big benefit of this business that a lot of people are, and when I say this business, I mean any of the core 4 business models, they all utilize the same exact marketing strategy. That's the cool thing about selling courses, coaching events, or doing affiliate marketing of any digital products, is that your marketing can be reused and repurposed. All of the videos are your library of work, your body of work. And quite frankly, your audience forgets about videos that you have posted within probably a couple of days. But if you create yourselves, friends, a good 3 to 6 months worth of content, you can then begin reposting those videos in the second half of the year, and nobody's going to care or remember. And what I don't think enough people understand is entering into a niche is not as hard as you think it is all you really need to do is create a good 3 to 6 months worth of content, create a good 3 to 6 months worth of email broadcast that you can add on to your autoresponder series. And now suddenly you have enough content to be reposting to where now you can either begin to put your efforts into a new niche, a new campaign of some sort, spend more time away from the computer, off the phone. It's unbelievable the way that our content and body of work can be repurposed, and repurposing broadcast emails into an autoresponder series on the topic of email marketing is really just one example. I love that you're using the fingers, man. Seriously, that you're practicing, because there's 2 forms of influence. There's 3 forms, but the 3 forms are written, video, and live, right? Those are the 3 ways, the 3 types of marketing content. We either write it, we record it, or we speak it live from a stage, or in person. And since speaking live in person is really a more advanced, more down the road skill and marketing strategy for a lot of people, writing and recording video are the 2 income producing activities. Those are the highest level income skills that you need to learn as a marketer, that you should be focusing on perfecting. And so writing, is so important, and it's often overlooked because nowadays we sort of put writing as like it's some old timey thing, that it's like, I'm in 2023. I don't write anything. But you don't realize that the copy on your caption, the way in which you use that text that you overlay on your video, for those of you who are doing those types of marketing videos, that is copy. That is marketing copy. That is supposed to be persuasive text. And knowing how to position those words and use words in a persuasive way in the written form so people can read it versus having to hear you say it. especially with so many people watching videos nowadays on mute. It's
Yes.
mega important, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And that is very important because I can speak for myself on that one. I still do have a full time job. I work from home for a bank. So I'm on calls all the time. Calls are coming in. I'm still on Instagram doing that because I'm wanting to learn more because I'm wanting to do this full time. So I'm wanting to learn while I'm working because I want to be out of that. Right. That's what I do. I can't have my phone on sound and be on the phone. So thank goodness there's those captions and I'm reading them. And then, read the caption, they have it below. And then you can read what they have in the actual caption about what they do, how they do this. That is very, very, very helpful. And I feel like that is very resourceful for a lot of people who are healthcare workers or they're on their lunch break and they don't have AirPods or headphones or whatever. They're reading the text. So they're getting all of that information in that split second just by reading. So it is very important to overlay that text on your content, I believe.
Yeah, and I mean nowadays, really, your marketing content needs to have the elements for them to both listen but also read. And the captions on marketing content video have been a thing for a long time. This is not a new concept. Even the platforms themselves generate captions for people that they can turn on or off. But having those captions on your talking head videos where you're just talking are so important, are so can make all the difference in the world in terms of how good your content does. Because again, people will even nowadays watch videos on mute, talking head videos on mute, and just read the captions. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy, and you just named exactly what that looks like. Maybe somebody's at work, maybe somebody's on public transportation, maybe somebody's sitting in a dance hall, maybe somebody's sitting in a doctor's lobby, maybe somebody's sitting on the couch with their kid and their kid's watching a show and you can't, you know what I mean? You don't want to have
Right.
your phone blasting. I know if I'm sitting on the couch with my son or daughter and they're watching a show and my phone starts blasting noise, they're like, "What's that?" And it's like, go away, nothing for you. You know what I mean? It's daddy's show. And so, I really try to keep my scrolling when I am scrolling or when I am on the phone, the noise to a minimum. You know what I mean? Just because it's too distracting for, usually anybody who I'm around, or I, don't want them hearing what I'm looking at, or I don't want to distract them from what they're doing or whatever. Right. So yeah, really, really important. Meagan, what have you learned about yourself through this process that has been beneficial to you or beneficial for you to be reminded about, or has been a new discovery about you?
Sure. I've actually learned a lot about myself, and I'm super proud of that. Before Legendary, I will tell you, I lacked a lot of self confidence. I've done that all my life. I don't know why. Everybody has always told me I've been an inspiration to them on some sort of measures, but for myself, I am my own self critic, and I'm the biggest one. So throughout all of this, I always told myself, you couldn't do this. Like, you can't. You're not lucky enough. You are not intelligent enough to be an entrepreneur. You just can't do it. But I have overcame that because I have saw what I can do if I put in the work. The thing is that I've learned about myself is if you don't do the work, it's not going to work for you. So when I was telling myself it's not going to work for you, well, it's not, because you're not working it the way you should be. You're not nurturing it. So I have become more self-confident in myself, and that has really helped my content, I believe. I am being able to be more authentic instead of like being in a shell and just terrified and scared, because people see that and they can feel your energy. They're like, okay, no, let's just scroll on. I feel that way about some people. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I would relate to them in that measure. So I feel like I have done a lot of mindset changes, and a lot of your videos on the training, I go back, like day 3 really resonates with me. And I go back and I view that. I know what's in that video already, but it helps my mindset. Watching Wake Up Legendary, I listen to it on podcast every morning with my kids, and they love it as much as I do. So that really helps my mindset as well. But just knowing that, you know, you're going to overcome a lot of challenges. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be comparisonitis. You're going to try to be perfect. You're going to think that you need to copy and paste everything. But the thing about it is you just need to simply be yourself. And until you be yourself, then you're not going to see the results that you want to see, because people want you. People want to see you. People want to know more about you. People are nosy. People are nosy. They want to know exactly what you're going through. And the reason being is because they need that something to relate to. I have 3 kids. My oldest is 14. A lot of people relate to that. I was a teen mom. Didn't think I would ever get anywhere in life. Thought my life was over, right? But lucky for me, it was just beginning. And now my kids tell me all the time, like, I'm so proud of you. Like, mom, like, you know, you got a commission. Or I'm crying because, you know, maybe I felt like I didn't do enough work, you know, last week or this week. They're like picking me up. You got this. Like, we're looking up to you. Let's do a video together. And they want to be in my content. So that really helps me with my business as well. So I have overcame a lot.
That is so sweet, man. I mean, and golly, the pressure knowing the kids are out there watching, man, I gotta step my game up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The, the young ones are watching. Isn't it interesting how, we really can get so down on ourselves, and all the while people are looking up to us, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
obviously in your kids' eyes you're a hero, and it sounds like, and I can understand why from spending time with you here, why people all your life have looked up to you, and thought you were cool, or thought you were an inspiration, or who knows what else you've done or achieved. For me, there it was sports, it was some academics when I was young until I was a dropout. Then it became, then there was a long dark period, and then it became a business success and fatherhood and all this kind of stuff. And so it's amazing that all boils down to the liking gap, and where we think people are going to like us less than they actually do. It's a real phenomenon. I mention it all the time. You can go and Google it, right? And it's got a Wikipedia page, and you can read about some of the other phenomenons that we as human beings deal with. It's not that complicated. They're not that complicated to understand. And there's not really much to do except to understand that you're not alone, and constantly keep that knowledge on the forefront of your mind when you begin to doubt yourself, and when you begin to because there's no way to ever really view ourselves the way that others view us. And that's probably a good thing, right? Because then we would all be total narcissists, right? There's an
Yes.
element of like our human humility, and even looking at ourselves a little bit less than, like having something to strive for, having to come back from things. Those are all what make us human beings, and give us this unique and very special human experience. But these, being an entrepreneur, going down this journey can be such a great self-esteem booster for so many of us. Um, unless you just can't get off the struggle bus. And some people are just so addicted to struggle. It's almost like you feel like you need to struggle. It's almost like you're a martyr in your own life. Like you feel like you should be struggling. You don't know any other way except to struggle. Um, I get that. I understand that. It's some of us can't get out of our own way. Some of us are addicted to negativity and being a pessimist. Look, we all have our own unique struggles, but if you can push through these things, and we talk about this every day on Wake Up Legendary, everybody shares their limiting beliefs that they're overcoming so honestly, just like you have today. And I think the most important thing to remember for all of you listening, that you're not alone in whatever you're dealing with, whatever you, there, Dave said it right there. Don't feel, I don't know who you're talking to, Dave, but you are not alone. A lot of us go through feelings when we first start out, struggling creating content, struggling going live. And guess what? All of us go through feelings and struggle with different things, no matter where we're at in our journey. You don't get to a certain place and suddenly you're like, I am free from all struggle and doubt, and I am here to conquer the world. I mean, that can be dangerous. Human beings can be dangerous if they aren't still human, right? If they think, that they are here to take over the world or whatever. We've seen how that's gone in the past with some lunatics. And so, this human experience is something that's really, really precious. And what I think is really cool that your experience is experiencing is when you share that, you share your mess, but don't just plop your mess in somebody's lap. You figure out how to turn, or you try to turn that mess into a message. People love a hero's journey, man. People love to see and hear how down you were and how you're coming back from it. And it just is the most powerful and persuasive thing ever. And I'm glad that you've gotten out of your own way enough to do that and share that, Meagan, because it really is inspirational and it's valuable. And thank you for coming on and sharing so powerfully and vulnerably and honest with us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And your family should be, and I'm sure are, very proud of you. And it was a blast and a pleasure to have you on. And I know this is just the beginning for you. So keep up the good work, stay legendary, and come back and see me here in the near future and keep us posted. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, Meagan. See you. All right, my friends, you can find and follow and learn and continue to be inspired by Meagan over at meagandare.affiliate. That's where you can find her on Instagram. That's meagandare.affiliate. meagandare.affiliate. All right, my friends. Wow. Thank you all for such amazing comments and feedback and energy as always. It really, Michael says, good job. Meagan, Rebecca says, she was amazing. I want to start right now. Please help. Go log in, talk to your business plan advisor, keep going through the challenge. This is one thing that is so important, is go through a little bit of training so you know what you're doing and you know where to put that energy at. Dave says, great show. Thanks, David. Meagan, you're welcome, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for always being here, or a lot here. I've seen you quite often on here, and it's always nice to see and feel your energy. Jordan says, thank you for sharing. Sherry says, one proud mama. Thank you both. All right, my friends. It's really, really nice to go through and read some of these comments. She's a star. Great session. Thank you, Dave and Meagan. Great to hear your story and success. Rosanna, nice to see you. Wonderful show. Melissa, hi, Melissa. Thank you, Meagan and Dave. Sending blessings to both of you. Back at you. Deanna says, thank you for sharing your story, Meagan. Very inspiring, very inspiring. Meagan, thank you for another great episode. You got it, Zafra. Mandy, hell yeah, back at you. Thank you. You both are powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. And it's always an amazing show. Hey, thank you so much. All right, my friends, I'm just reading through some of these. Don't mind me enjoying and appreciating your words and the time that you're taking to drop a comment or two. Really, really appreciate it. I'd love to read through all of them. I am, but I'm not going to post them just because now it is time to go attack the day, my friends. It is that time, and we will be back here tomorrow. Don't worry. I know it's a sad I know it's a sad moment when we end. We'll be back here tomorrow for another episode. In between now and then, go crush the day. Be legendary. Step into your power. Continue to go through the training. Invest in yourself. It's worth it. You're worth it. Stay legendary. Get out of here. Peace.